Hey guys, Nate from County Line Training. So as I stand here in the other room is a group of students getting the skills and getting their minds straight and getting ready to conceal carry. So Chris is over there teaching them right now, and I wanted to answer a bunch of questions that we get pretty often. Uh, People ask me all the time. They email us, text us, whatever, and they ask, why is your concealed carry class different? Like, what is different than you versus the other guys? And to be honest, I don't know. I haven't taken everybody else's classes. There is a multitude of instructors out there, and I'm sure a bunch of them are good. I'm sure there's probably a few bad apples in the mix too. They're always, that large of a group, there's always going to be a couple. But the bulk of them are doing a great job. But I haven't taken their classes, so I can't really speak to them. I can speak to what I've heard from other students, and I can speak to a couple of my own experiences. Most classes and most of what I've heard, not all, but most, instructors are taking the 16-hour class that's required by the state and the curriculum, the guidelines that the state gives you, and they're doing a bulk of it via PowerPoint in a classroom. So PowerPoint, YouTube videos in a classroom, and that's probably 12 to 15 hours of their class. And then they're going to the range, and most, not all, most are only shooting the bare minimum 30 rounds that the state requires. And why is this? Well, a lot of them have range constraints. They don't own the range. We own a range. So if they were going to rent a range or use a range or share a range, it's expensive. And to pass that cost on to the students, it's unrealistic. They're never going to get any students to show up. They can't be in business. And that's probably the biggest factor. The second is maybe a different mindset or a different training philosophy. We believe in training adults, and we believe in training adults to fight. So that's what we're talking about, right? You're surviving a fight, a life and death encounter of either yours or somebody you care about, or somebody who's at risk of great bodily injury or harm. So we want to give our students the best tools we can and the best training we can to fine-tune their weapon, which is themselves, to be able to survive and overcome any odds they might come across. So first and foremost, I think that our instructors are top-notch. All right, they're great. We have a wide, different variety of instructors, some former military, some just civilians like myself who have a passion for training and for training other people. Second, I think our curriculum is kick-ass. We spent a lot of time developing it before we ever taught a class, and then it's been perfected and continually is changing. So the class we teach today is different than the class we taught last week and different than the one we taught last year. Maybe only a little bit. Maybe it's just we fine-tune a drill, we fine-tune the presentation, maybe the message is still the same, or maybe there's things we pick up at another class and we say, hey, this should be in this class, let's move some stuff around. So by and large, it's similar, but always different. So that's big. We spend a lot of time on the range. We spend 6 to 8 hours on the range, and around 8 hours in the classroom. And that time on the range is, I think, one of the biggest things that sets us apart from everyone else. Is you're going to shoot 350 to 400 rounds in the class, and a lot of other places are doing 30. I've heard some do 150, something, but it's a stagnant environment. It's different. The way we train it's different than everybody else. Some of the things that you're going to learn. I made some notes. Some of the things that you're going to learn are you're going to learn to shoot one-handed. You're not going to be a master at it, but you're going to get the exposure to it and get the tools needed so that you can go home and practice that. You're going to learn to fight from the ground. Because, hey, we're the second person to know we're in a fight. We might end up on the ground. You're going to learn to draw from the holster and be proficient at it. And I think our students leave a lot more proficient than what they come. Most have never drawn from a holster. And if they do their homework, you're going to get between 300 and 500 reps of drawing from a holster in 2 days. And that's a lot. That's a big difference. You do something 300 times, you're going to be better at it than if you do it once or twice. You're going to get some distance. We go out the distance. I know the state required minimum is 10 yards. We normally push that a little further, more than once. It's not just 10 rounds that we shoot from there. That's just required. It's we do quite a bit from there because you should be able to make some hits. Grocery store aisles, 25 to 26 yards on average. It's not uncommon to be able to say, hey, I need to make a hit at that distance. So we need to expose the students to that and give them the tools so that they can go home, practice, and refine themselves, come back to class, whatever else. Uh, you shoot from retention, and we do some moving, because your feet should be moving if you're in a gunfight, and so we cover that. And the biggest thing that we train is we train you. We train your mind. The gun's just a little part of it. My friend Jay Gibson from Tactical Response told me in a class, said, be your weapon and carry your tool. And that stuck with me for a lot of years. Guys, so that's who we're training first and foremost, is we're training you. We also cover some medical, application of tourniquets, triaging to a small degree. And it's not a huge part of the class, but it is in there, and it's important because you're much more likely to save a life with some medical care than you ever are with a firearm. And then one more thing that our students get that not everybody else has is you can come back and take this class again for free as long as we're teaching. So we have students all the time come back with their loved ones, significant others, friends, family, whatever, and they want to take the class again. They pick up different things. They, just the shooting portion. A lot of people don't have access to a range to be able to do holster draw. And so if this is the only place they can do it and they want to come out once a month and do it, great, it's free. Buy your ammo, call us ahead, say, hey, I'm going to come. So, we make sure we have the seats open. But I've yet to turn anybody away for that. So, and you can take it as many times as you want. I've got people taking it 6-7 times. So to me, that's a testament. A lot of other people, they go take their classes and it's boring and they don't want to do it again. And we have students coming back over and over again. And they've gone and taken other classes at other schools and still come back and take the class again. And so to me, that speaks volumes to our staff and our curriculum. So, and the last thing that makes our classes better than anything else is our students. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And they come with the right mindset, the drive that they want to, better themselves, and they want to, be there and be prepared for their friends and family and their loved ones, and they understand what it is, and hopefully they leave turned on. We give them all the tools they need. All right. So if you guys have any questions, shoot us an email, give us a call, and remember, guys, the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is that good men do nothing. Have a good day.